Okay, everybody should be able to hear me good. All right, whistle is going off just as we started. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for coming in. I hope you all had a great holiday season this last couple weeks. Markets are slowly coming back. Yesterday was an odd day. What I saw yesterday was things just being odd, arcing and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so we'll get into that. The question box is going to be open, so if you have a question, just pop it in there. I'll answer it. I will go in and out of there as I go through the alerts. I'll start back at the beginning. I just had to get it set up. Okay, that was one of the, I just kept it there. Let's move this down to the middle. And I think I might shut that whistle off in a second here. Let's get this out of here. That's going bye-bye. As I'm whipping through these, I'm just counting them right off the bat. Pre-straight's good. 2-bar correction, up, down. All the rules are in play on this 2-minute British pound here. Let's see here. That's I have to drag back a little bit, but again, 2-minute way off base. The rules are not applied at all, as you can tell. More of a contrarian trade there. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Same thing there. There's no pre-straight at all. And this one here is in the Canadian 10-tick. Yeah, you could kind of consider that a pre-straight right there. It's got a little wiggle in it. It's not a big deal on a 10-tick. Good correction up. A little messy up top here. I don't like this right here. I'd stay out of that trade. This one here is the same as the other one in the 2-minute British pound. It's coming back down again. Only it's the Canadian dollar. So there's your pre-straight. And then you have a 1-bar correction. Actually, it starts right there, so you don't even have a correction here at all. So I wouldn't even attempt to trade that market. Get it out of the way. That thing's just bad looking as, and the same thing there. 10-tick, just too much movement on that pre. Straight coming in, up, down, up, more like a 3-way move up. And that's nice. You got a little wiggle there coming down. But again, this right here violates the rules. Back to the 6B though. It's the only one that does follow the rules, except I like to follow the 3-bar correction, and a 2-minute especially, and 5, 10, and 20. If I don't see at least a 2 or a 3-bar correction on either side, I just don't even bother looking at it. Now this one's way up here. For some of the guys, I've seen some people take a trade like this where it does come all the way back down. Again, I only have, according to the rules, take this off, I'd probably start right here and then up there, just like they did. Starts right at the bottom, the low, and then went straight up, and then came straight back down, went sideways. So 1, 2, 3 bars, that was good. Then it took off, and then this is what we call a reversal, just reversed right. This is not a reversal bar. It reversed when it passed right there. So I would have been a seller if I had been looking at the market right there for a short maybe. But again, it's only got 1 bar and a correction according to where this placement of the V is. So this is very speculative right here. It's highly debatable. When I get into something like this, what do I do with it? I don't even mess with it. I look for the good ones. There's that same one again, the VT going up. You know, it just isn't. It's not a very good. I like the straights in it. A little wiggle there, and a little wiggle here. It's going sideways again, but again, it's making, starting to make higher highs and lower lows as it's going up there. So that's another reason that it's kind of trying to trend up a little bit. So I wouldn't even trade that market. Again, the rules right here are violated from here to here. So rule number 1 disqualifies just right off the bat, so you just get rid of it. I shouldn't even talk that long on it, I'll tell you the truth, but there's nothing else up there. Now here's the 10-tick. You got a beautiful pre-straight coming in. Again, you only have a 1-bar correction, and then you have a little pause right there. You have a single apex. Then you have the sideways movement in 2 bars. Again, we're in a 10-ticker. It did arc up pretty well. In a 20-ticker, get rid of these two, they'd be together. Probably looks much better in a 20-ticker. On here, you don't have a 1-bar correction, as we do here. It actually just comes down, sideways, and then down again. That right there, right, because of this action right here, I will not take this trade. No. Any questions anybody has? I'll go over here while we're waiting for alerts to come out and see if we do have any questions yet. Nope, no questions. Everybody's just listening. Okay, let's get back in there. And
maybe they're still asleep, Jerry.
Yeah, it could be. I noticed I was talking to my wife over the holidays, my older brother, and he asked me, how come you're still doing what you're doing, and what did it take? He asked me seriously what it took. I said, this is my older brother, who's very skeptical about it, and he knew I blew out 3 accounts trading over the last 15 years. What kept me going was I got mentored by 3 different people. I took some money management courses just to learn how to manage the money correctly, because I think I was nicknamed the cowboy trader, years ago. So I didn't like that. And then my biggest thing I had to get through, though, was the fear of loss. And I think I talked about that a little bit last week. Let's look at this gold alert real quick here. Yes, there's no pre-straight at all, and it's just the fear of loss. So in order to work through it, it's what I had to do is I had to just think about what I believed in, what my belief system was all about. I'm not going to go into the Lord and all that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about money loss, fear of loss, worry, doubt, and anxiety. I had to work through each one of those one by one in order to get to where I got, to where I am comfortable trading. A lot of times, I'll trade just 2 markets. I'll take the whole watch list down, and I'll concentrate on a couple markets for a week at a time. Like the Euro, S&P, wherever it may be. I found that over time, as you get used to the personality of the markets, you get used to the way you react to them. Now, the way that we trade with VirginTrader is the alerts come whipping out here. Sometimes it can be really fast and furious, and I know you guys have seen that. I just immediately throw the ones out that are no good, because as soon as you see a good one or the shape that we're looking for, it's automatic in your brain, so you can pick it out real fast. As you see the examples in the selecting the best alerts folder that Richard had put together. Once that's ingrained in your brain, you're okay. I do have a 3x5 board next to me, and the board it just has all my rules on. I have a picture of a long and a short, pretty one, and an attractive one, believe it or not. I like the attractive ones because they look pretty, but they're not, because they violate one thing or another of the rules, or they're stretching it just a little bit. When I get an attractive alert like that one in silver I showed you, that's where I go look at Forecaster, and otherwise I would not have taken that trade. But I looked at Forecaster, it reassured me that, yep, this did make a top, this thing is heading back down, and put the trade on. This one here, it's just not even worth looking at. The pre-straight's way too short, and then of course the straight's just absolutely marvelous. I love that. But then going up, you got the sideways movement, but we are in a 20 ticker, so that's okay. It's balanced, but again, no pre-straight. Why talk about it? Let's get it out of here. So another thing that I do also, I've never said to anybody, is the market opens at 9:30. I wait for the first 10 minutes before I take any trade, and the reason I do that is because I know that there's a lot of orders out there from the night prior and that morning. I'll let them all get filled, and just let all the mess clear out, and then I get in, and everything goes back to normal. That's just something I've noticed over time. Another thing I've noticed over time, and I'm sure many of you have as well, is that the personality of an individual market can change very quickly, and some, like I said, will correlate to each other very well. There's a lot of correlation in the grains, a lot of correlation in the index, and of course in the metals. When you seeing gold go up and silver go down, and the dollar go up with gold, that's an unusual thing to happen, but it does happen, and vice versa. This one's very interesting. Oh, it's 40 tick though. Gosh, it looks like look at that weird. It looks kind of like what happened on these two. Anyway, there's your pre-straight. Here's your correction. Correction's real good. It's a sloppy move up and a very sloppy move down, and then a lot of congestion up here on top. So is that a pointy apex? No, it's not. Symmetry's all there. This could come back up to here again, right around there, and then fall right back down. That's what it looks like it may happen. So that's gold in the 40 tick. Again, I wish I could bring the forecaster and do it up real quick, but you won't be able to see it, and I'll ruin the screen. But that's what I would be doing right now. I'd be analyzing this in the forecaster at this minute. Okay, so let's get over to that one. Gold. That's the 10 minutes, so it did breach it. Right there, it breached the bottom. So let me see. 5. Did it there too. 2. Look at that. Look at that. That's a 1, 2. There's your trade right there by itself. There's your pre-straight, your sideways movement, 1, 2, 3 bars. That's part of it. So that's enough. Straight up. Big tail, that bothers me there, but straight down, then went sideways again. So there's a 2-minute trade that looks pretty good, and the 40 ticker. That's awful tempting. Even though this is a mess, this is clean. You might get that in a 2-minute too. See, there's a 20 ticker. Look, a huge pre-straight. Look at 1, and then you got 2 bars, and then 1 up. That's not enough. That's not enough. And then coming down is good. That's just not enough. 1 bar. You only have 2 bars. 1 bar correction. But what I'm looking at here is a perfect. That's almost ideal, except for the tails, but they don't bother me too much. It's pretty clean looking. See, that one worked right there. And here's the 10 ticker, still coming down, huh? It's going to come down to what? 1606, but right there. All right, we've got a trade. Okay, that's what happens. Again, I took it because of this 2-minute setup over here. This thing's ugly, but it did point me in this direction. But we'll see what happens. Since it's the only thing going on right this minute. So I just like the symmetry to the whole thing. And there you go, folks. That's a win. I'm still in the 2 minutes, so I'll close it out here now. Bam. Okay. Because I was in the 2 minute, that's why I did that. But on the 40 ticker, we did hit target, so we have our first win of the day. And that's just what I do. I just look around. I saw that by eye, but this alerted me to it. So I started looking around, and that's what I found. It just fits. You can see it right here. It fits. It's just perfect. You do get better. Get rid of the tails, and it would be much better. But this tail bothered me right here. This not too much, but this one bothered me a little bit. There it is. What do we make on it? $768. That's our first trade. And you notice I got in right there. Had I been a little quicker, I would have entered right here. That's a better place to enter. Yeah, it would have been a better place to enter right back here. Again, as I was analyzing this one, I should have just jumped all over it. Probably would have. But again, I'm very cautious nowadays. Very patient. And again, I only look for 2 or 3 trades a day, and that's it. If I get them in the morning, that's it. I'm done. And I never take more than 4 trades in any one day. That's just my rule. Okay, there's 5 tick. Down, over, down, over. Ooh, whoa. You don't have any time on these. You have no time looking at any of that. Okay, that was it. We got another winner. Yeah, when you see him come in that fast, I mean, it was perfect. Came down, went straight over, straight down, straight up, corrected. You can't beat it. Just you don't get them very often. That's our second win of today. I'm going to go back to this Canadian dollar here. Oh. All right. Well, I'm gonna hopefully. I know we're gonna have better action next week. I really am surprised about today. Sorry about that. Yesterday was better, but that's okay. We still got a couple trades. You saw what I did. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, I will put that all together for us for next Wednesday, because I actually like doing that part of it. I'll put all the I'll pick a trade out. I'll synchronize it 4 times. I'll put it on, and I'll show you the result, whether it's good or bad. Okay? That's it. Thank you guys very much. And, again, I hope you all had a nice holiday. And let's hope that we all have a good year and a prosperous one. And just, trade easy. My motto in trading is be easy. That's my motto. That's what I do. I just be easy, relax, calm, and I don't care if I don't get a trade. I know I'll get one the next day. I've had days where I haven't had any trades. Normally I have 2 or 3 a day, though. When I hit the 4 limit, it's usually 3 and 1 loss. I don't like losses, so I don't mind just having 2 winners every day. Doesn't bother me a bit. All right, thank you very much for coming. We'll see you next week. And anything else, Sherry? I think that's it for me.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Okay, you guys. We'll see you next week then.